Did I not promise you all something special last night? Y'all gotta learn to listen to me. Good morning again, Daniel Valdez again. It's a pleasure and honor to talk to you. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. A lot to get to, a lot to gush over. What an incredible 2 days at the San Antonio Super Regional. Man, that was a really, really fun contest. Twists and turns and surprises all around. You knew that we were gonna bring it to you, and hopefully the payoff was worth it. First things first, everybody that watched on BOALive.tv, everybody that joined in with the live blog, a really awesome experience. Thank you all so much for your support. I'll talk a little bit more about that stuff next week when we do the final episode of this and we sign off. We'll talk more about that then, and it'll be a longer speech and everything. And trust me, I've told a couple of you privately that I've probably rehearsed the last podcast about 100 times in my head, but we'll talk about that later. Right now, we got to focus on how incredible this San Antonio Super Regional was. And we're going to go over the stuff. I'm going to explain some stuff, and then we'll talk about the programs and everything. So, hope everybody's safe. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning or day so far, depending on when you're listening to this. By the way, the State Nerd-In is going to come out a little bit later today, probably later this evening, because number one, I want to eat lunch. Number two, I got stuff to do. And number three, I know people listen to this thing on the way to the contests, whether they're traveling overnight or whether they're going to be traveling early in the morning in order to get to the state contest. So I want to make sure that we space these out as appropriately as we can. Of course, here in Texas, everything happens all at the same time. So, we're kind of, the video game industry calls this the crunch. This is sort of my version of it here. So, without further ado, let's get after this. Cherry suck. Cherry on the Super Regional Finals. Historically awesome contest. You know a contest is really good when things just go by like that. When it feels like the contest is dragging on, then that's one thing. But when the contest goes by quickly and you're having a party out there, the quality of the programs was really, really, really high. So, without further ado, let's go over the results. Congratulations. Like the third highest regional score ever. It's just a casual thing for these folks now, but congratulations. FloMo, you do so well. 97.2 Flower Mound High School. That band, that color guard. Congratulations. San Antonio Super Regional champions. Well deserved. Talk about them in a little bit. Let's go over the results real quick. Outstanding Music went to Hebron. Outstanding Visual went to Flower Mound. And Outstanding General Effect went to Flower Mound High School. Now, we had 15 finalists this Saturday. The reason why, and it is in the rule book, I believe it's section 10.01. I have the pocket version of the UI, not the UIL, but the BOA handbook, adjudication handbook. Basically says if there is a tie for the final finalist spot, you do not break the tie. Both programs are allowed to compete. So yes, there was a tie for 14th place at prelims for San Antonio Super Regional. I believe it was McNeil and Round Rock. They tied. You do not break the tie at that point. You let both programs compete. It was really interesting because when John Pollard's announcing everything for prelims, he's going through it, and I've heard Dan Potter for decades. I've heard John Pollard for decades. I know these guys. So you kind of get used to their cadence. So when I heard, 14th finalist band, and I was like, it was something off. I was like, he's not about to announce a name. Something interesting is about to happen. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. It is not, and of course the crowd completely loses their mind, it is not the final finalist band. I was like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for all season. So yes, 15 programs were allowed to compete in finals. So let's go over that list. Congratulations, McNeil in 15th place, 87.75. Not only it wasn't enough for them to go to St. Louis and take that place over and claim the Arch as their own. They had to come back here to Texas and clean house and do fantastic. What a fantastic musical performance y'all had. McNeil High School in 15th place. Seven Lakes, welcome to the Super Regional. I told them this yesterday. I told a couple of the staff members this as I was walking in for finals. Welcome to the Super Regional Finals. Seven Lakes tied with McNeil in finals, 87.75. In finals, how we break ties here is the higher general effect score between the two schools gets the tiebreaker. Therefore, Seven Lakes gets the tiebreaker over McNeil. So Seven Lakes in 14th place. They really, really played out. And I like programs that do that, that can do it with a good sound, which of course they did. But I like when programs play out like that. Dynamic contrast equals a longer emotional range. That's on the general effects score sheet, by the way. So congratulations, Seven Lakes in 14th place. Round Rock in 13th place with those classic white uniforms. I also loved how they entered the field, just in a block formation, coming onto the field, very classic way. Talented musicians all around. They're in 13th place, 89,975. Pearland in, this is at 15, 14, 13, 12th place. Pearland in 12th place, 90.15. I think Pearland knows my affinity for that particular program and the repertoire that they play. I love Respighi music. I love the Pines of Rome. They did it perfect justice. The ending is killer. I loved it. Great. Congratulations to y'all. 90.15 Pearland. Then Cedar Ridge, 90.55. Their percussion's insane. Color Guard knows how to own their moments. Per capita, they get everything out of their performers, and that's all you can ask for in this activity. We can talk about design, we can talk about this and that and all this other stuff. At the end of the day, you need 100% effort from all of your participants on the field, all your members on the field. Cedar Ridge is a prime example of getting everything out of every single performer. 90.55, congratulations, Cedar Ridge. Cedar Park, 91.55, great week for them. Gold medal, another state title. They come here to the Super Regional, have a really good finals performance. They're first on. It's a very difficult thing to do. Trust me, I have had to do that before once in my marching career. It is chaos at first, getting onto the field and getting back to the buses, and you're scarfing down your Jason's Deli. I've told that story before back when I was a sophomore. You can probably look it up. It's somewhere on one of the playlists. But they get out there and they completely own that performance. 91.55 Cedar Park High School. Then Capel comes out. 91.70. Everything they do is big effects. They know how to play at soft volumes. They know how to play at large volumes. And that color guard's fantastic. Great choreography and everything. Just a complete package of a program. 91.7 Capel. Awesome stuff. Ronald Reagan, 92.15. Their shows are just, it is a journey. You are already on the edge of your seat the entire 8 minutes. Or if you want to count the pre-show, you get another 9.5 minutes or whatever. But it grips you. It's one of those, the way they design their shows and with just really smooth transitions, the way they were able to use Ave Maria and all these other pieces we all know and weave it into a different type of way. I think I just got a goal on my Apple Watch there. You just heard that little alert. But the way they weave in and out of pieces and movements and mixing different ideas, it's so unique. It's really, really cool to see. So congratulations, Ronald Reagan, 92.15. 94 flat, the Rouse House, Mouse Rouse High School. Everybody was on pins and needles waiting for them to just organ the entire place up. And by the end of it, we were throwing our organs on the field because of what a fantastic music performance they put together. By the way, and I told people this in the stands, by the way, they're going to Midwest. This is it almost feels like this marching season is like, for the programs that are going to Midwest, it almost feels like this season's like a side project. It's like, hey man, we're trying to get to Midwest because every respectable person in the music community all over the world is going to be in our concert watching and listening to us. So it's always interesting to see how programs respond whenever they have a Midwest clinic performance like a month after this particular event, and needless to say, they owned up to that challenge big time. Rocking on all cylinders. Great music performance, awesome stuff. Rouse Mouse House, 94 flat. Vista Ridge, 94.6. This is probably the most emotional show they've given since 2018. And if you haven't heard about their 2018 show, I suggest you do some research on it, because that was one of those shows that just made you burst into tears. Gorgeous, gorgeous show. I just luscious sounds, incredible incredible individual talent. Vista Ridge has it all. They're up here every year. We shouldn't be surprised, but they took it to another level this year. 94.6 Vista Ridge. Vandegrift, 95.60. That is a track meet of a show. that is straight up endurance, tempo, execution. They haven't lost a step. You try marching that show. It is very difficult to do. Some of the stuff that they're doing musically, nobody else is doing. Being able to play at those low volumes and with that clarity is unheard of. But how we shouldn't expect anything else from them. So congratulations, Vandegrift, 95.60. The Woodlands was in 4th place, 95.65. Of course, the Color Guard steals the show there. Super fun show, lots of musical styles, great individual talent. It's always a party. They're always in character. They always look really, really, really good on the field. And they know how to bring the power at the end. 95.65, the Woodlands. Marcus in 3rd place, 95.95. That light show was really, really cool. Very unique, something that really hasn't been done on the field, where, we're spinning all these prisms around and it is creating this incredible effect at the end of the show where there's just light everywhere and you can see it bouncing off the backstands and everything. It's really, really unique. Oh, and by the way, they have one of the best percussion sections in the United States. Oh, by the way, they play outstanding, not just in tone and quality, but technique wise, it's hard to beat. So 95.95 Marcus High School. Hebron in 2nd place, 96.15. A lot of familiar pieces that we all know and love. Enigma Variations, Rocky Point Holiday. This is all stuff that we've all heard tons of other programs play, but only Hebron can really get the most out of those pieces. And let's talk about their ballad for a second. If you've ever played Nimrod for Enigma Variations, it's essentially one long phrase. It takes patience. It takes a lot of patience to make that work, which means you have to have immaculate breath control. You have to have immaculate tone and technique in order to pull off the full effect. When you do that, which is exactly what happened in finals, you get this incredible buildup. And then, remember, if you've heard the piece all the way through, it's not this, it's a long, long, long buildup. You hit the buildup and then it dissipates. It just goes away. And then you're left with just a solo trumpet player playing perfectly in tune and at a high register. That is what that piece is all about. And if you understand that, you realize how nobody else can pull that off but them. There needs to be a greater appreciation for that. And I'm happy to give that to them. So congratulations, Hebron. And by the way, of course, they're flying around the field and they're playing music that nobody else can play. So 96.15 Hebron High School. Congratulations. Then Flower Mound with a 97.2. Like I said, like the 3rd highest regional score ever. Just real casual. No big deal, right? Talk about Flower Mound for a second. 2018, dots on the uniforms. 2024, dots on the uniforms. Both of them super regional champions. Coincidence? I think not. Dots count, okay? Dots count. All right. So, let's talk about Flower Mound. The reason I love this band so much, and the reason a lot of marching members respect them so much, is because they literally are marching to the beat of their own drummer. They do whatever they want, they do it when they want, and they don't really care about what other people think. I mean, it doesn't matter. Their deal is, if they commit to the idea, and they execute well, and they perform well, they will be rewarded for it. That is exactly what happened in finals. It is a long process to put these shows together. Now, have you ever heard of that show title? No, you have not. Have you ever heard of the music that is being played on that field? No, you have not. Have you ever heard about the artist that the show is based on? No, you have not. Nobody knows anything about this show, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's presented in a way that is clear. It is communicative. It's something that if you're paying attention, you get it. You totally get it. Even the way that first of all, that guard's fantastic. That's one of the reasons why they're always in the running every single year for everything, no matter where the contest is. That color guard is spectacular in what they do and how they're utilized on the field. The whiteboards that come up, they could have just put those on the sidelines and there would have been a transition for that or stuff like that. Cool. Everybody does that. Not everybody is going to take those to the backdrops, the black backdrops, and stick them to the walls. And now they're there. Guess what? You've just created an entirely new backdrop. And you did it instantly. And you probably barely even noticed it. That's how seamless it was. Seamless transitions when we're talking about general effect and what does this mean and how does it mean this, and everybody seems to be really clueless about it, even though it's listed and you can literally go look up the sheet. Presenting ideas in a new way is on that sheet, and when you're able to create transitions like that and create new art in a unique way, that is gonna get you points. That's how it's gonna be. That's how that stuff works. Now, yes, You have to play your horns. Yes, you have to move on the field properly. Yes, you have to get good timing and tone and texture, all that stuff. You have to get on that sort of stuff. But this is Texas. Everybody plays well. Everybody knows how to produce good tones. Everybody knows how to produce a great breath control even when you're on the move. Everybody knows how to do that. How are you going to set yourself apart from that? How do you do that? Well, you play music that nobody's ever heard of. So the expectation is you almost eliminate that expectation. Like, well, I know how this piece is supposed to sound, so therefore if it doesn't sound exactly like it's supposed to, then I may be biased toward it and I may not like it. They eliminate that. Like, hey, you haven't heard this piece before. You don't even know what the show is about, but we're going to teach you. That's what I love about them. They take ideas that you may not know about, and you are going to learn about it in 8 minutes. That's great. And they create a lot of art on the field. There's costume changes, there's shako changes, plume changes, and shower caps, and dots, and yellow, and all sorts of stuff, and colors, and everything. The leg snap together they do at the very end, that won them the contest. You would think, hey, how does one move win the contest? And everybody that saw that show, and all my Flower Mound people know this, that leg snap together at the very end before y'all play your last chord, that cemented everything. The show was on fire already, but having everybody do that across 100 yards and having everybody do that in time is it like shakes people in the stands. It was very, very, very impressive. So Flower Mound, you all are so fantastic. Congratulations to you all. I know you all were super, super thrilled. Your parents were fantastic this weekend, cheering you all on and cheering on other programs. I mean, it's art. It's art on the field. It really is, and I hope we see more of that in the future. That's what we like. People ask me all the time, like, what kind of shows do you like? Do you like the dark shows? Do you like the lighter shows? Do you like the fun shows? Hey, is it good? Is it performed well? Are the students properly trained? Are they given everything that they possibly can to give the best performance possible? That's what I'm concerned about. That's all I care about. Is it good? And there's good in every show. Yes, there's good in every show. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. There's good in every show. I'm trying to prove that to y'all for 20 years. So might as well just come out right now and say it. A fantastic contest all around. Really, really, really cool shows. Great performances. And guess what? We still have the state marching contest to go to. As crazy as Saturday night was, a lot of these programs have to get back to where they're housed, rest up, get some good food in them, rehearse, and try to turn it on for tomorrow. So congratulations to everybody at the BOA San Antonio Super Regional. Congratulations to all the members. Congratulations, Flower Mound. I love y'all. Y'all are fantastic. Your directors were really nice and really very they gave a lot of praise to the website and everything while we were on the field. So I appreciate that a lot. Thank you all so much. Congratulations to everybody. I'll see you guys in a couple of days, or I'll talk to you all in a little bit when the state nerding shows up. But until then, congratulations to all. Hope you all are safe. Hope you all are well. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Take care. Adios. Bye-bye.